Everyone, good morning. Welcome to the Litany of Catholic Martyrs for September 6th. In a secular world filled with those who turn their backs on the one sent by the Creator, we take time today to honor those men, women, and children who joyfully offered themselves as a living sacrifice to Holy Mother Church. As we go about our daily chores, let us bring to mind those martyred men, women, and children with the words of Father John Hardon, Society of Jesus. Never in the history of the papacy has any bishop of Rome written at greater length about martyrdom than Pope St. John Paul II. His encyclical, The Gospel of Life, devotes 1,000 or more words to the call to martyrdom in our age. He reminds us that the revelation from the Old Testament to the New, and from the time of Christ to the present day, is the history of martyrdom as a witness to the truth. He names Susanna, who refused to consent to lechery and was ready to die to preserve her chastity. He spoke of John the Baptist, who was beheaded by King Herod because he condemned the adulterous marriage of the king. But he especially identifies Jesus Christ as the King of martyrs, who died on the cross as a witness to the truth, which he was sent to proclaim to the world. So the history of courageous practice and profession of the truth has gone on for 20 centuries of Christianity. We commonly speak of the first 300 years of the Christian era as the age of martyrs. Certainly tens of thousands of believing Christians laid down their lives rather than compromise their Christian faith and morality to the pagan culture in which they lived. Every single pope up to the 4th century died a martyr's death. So far from crushing a Christianity or destroying the church founded by Christ, martyrdom actually contributed to the growth of a Christian civilization. The phrase sanguis martyrum est semens Christianorum, the blood of martyrs is the seed of Christians, was not some pious aphorism. It was a literal fact of history. The more blood was shed by Christians in dying for their faith, the more Christianity expanded throughout what had been a pagan world. So in union with these words, the following is a list of those the Church have asked us to remember today. As always, please pray for the families of those who were martyred on Easter Sunday in Sri Lanka. The prophet Zachary, who returned in his old age from Chaldea to his own country and lies buried near the prophet Aegeus. In Hell's Point, St. Onesphorus, disciple of the apostles, of whom St. Paul speaks in his letter to Timothy. He was severely scourged with St. Porphyry by order of the proconsul Adrian, and being dragged by wild horses, gave up his soul to the Creator. At Alexandria, the holy martyrs Faustus, priest, Marcarius, and 10 companions, who received the martyr's crown by being beheaded for the name of Christ, in the time of the Emperor Decius and Governor Valerius. In Cappadocia, the holy martyrs Cotirus, deacon, Eugenius, and their companions in Africa, in the persecution of the Vandals, the holy bishops Donatian, Presidius, Mansuetus, Germanus, and Fusculus, who were most cruelly scourged and sent into exile by order of the Arian king Hunneric, because they proclaimed the Catholic truth. Among them was one named Laetus, also a bishop, a courageous and most learned man, who was burned alive after a long imprisonment in a loathsome dungeon. At Verona, St. Petronius, bishop and confessor. And finally at Rome, the holy abbot Eleutherius, a servant of God, who, according to the testimony of Pope St. Gregory, raised a dead man to life by his prayers and tears. These are the men, women, and children that we honor today. When we are presented with situations in our life, let us remember these men, women, and children and act in the same vigorous manner that they did when defending the faith.